What's up, guys? This is Ninja on a Ninja. And I was originally gonna do this at the end of the day, but I got inspired and made a different video. You may or may not see it, I don't know, but that's yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I think it's a pretty good video. I think it's yeah. I dumped my heart into it. I didn't mean to. It's just kind of whatever, but anyways, so I have this video for you, and I only made it uh, to I made it to 9:49, basically, right? That's when I stopped.
If somebody's selling you something and they say you've got autoimmune
Stop.
disease,
Thank you. My computer's fucking up, so I apologize. I don't know what the hell. But yeah. Oh shit. The hell is that? That's part of the script. Okay. Because basically, if you want, that is the comment I left on the channel. I just, what's it called? I wrote it down on a notepad so I didn't have to keep doing this, basically. So, anyways, so I made it to, real quick, this is Star Talk fact checking and medical claims on the internet with Dr. Knock. And actually, I'm gonna play the video so you know what the hell they're talking about. And again, I stop at about 10 minutes, and this is an hour and 10 minutes long. But anyways, as far as fair use and transformative, like YouTube likes to give me a bunch of shit for doing what I do, but this is transformative, and fuck you, I'll take it to court. I don't give a fuck. So let's go.
or heart disease, or cancer,
Hold on.
if somebody's selling you something and they say you've got autoimmune disease, or heart disease, or cancer, or you're feeling depressed, maybe you need more of this thing that costs $100 a
Isn't
month.
this the same as the dude that sells elixirs?
The tonic.
From the back of the wagon?
Right.
The
In the
snake oil
1880s?
Snake
salesman.
oil, yeah.
What about fluoride in the water?
These types of broader public health initiatives, if you take them away, it's not going to harm everyone equally, assuming there is a benefit.
During COVID, we really saw kind of a bit of a disaster around our social contract that people leaned into.
Hold on.
Away, it's not
Water.
these types of broader public health initiatives, if you take them away, it's not going to harm everyone equally, assuming there is a benefit.
The way he answered that, like, this isn't a comment I put in the this isn't something I said in the comment. This is something I added right now. I didn't realize that was the most shitty answer I'd ever heard, and maybe he touches more on it later. I don't know. I only watched 10 minutes. Like I said, I'm not gonna go look for it. But if that's all he says on it, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, we don't need that fluoride shit. Most of the people in the world, right? We actually go and buy food so we can. I'm sorry, water rather, so we can drink it. We stopped drinking water from the faucet because of this bullshit. Basically, no one wants it. Everyone's drinking water from different sources because they keep on putting crap in the water. Basically, and no one's drinking it. That's not healthy water. It's not good water. They're tainting the water, and it is better than it was. But again, like, they're putting shit into it. In my opinion, again, is that they're trying to kill off the people. When you're younger, fine, it's whatever. But no, you're not gonna live until you're 80. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna live till you're 60. It's because your body's so full of fluoride and it stiffens up and you die at like 70. And you're like, oh, I wonder why he died. I wonder why. Yeah, it's because of fucking fluoride. That's why, right? Same thing with the healthcare and all that shit. This is poison. Anyways.
During COVID, we really saw kind of a bit of a disaster around our social contract that people leaned into what they would call freedom, but it's really a version of selfishness. I'm sorry to say. It's a tough word.
Okay, so there's been a failure on the civics front.
And an individual front, do we remember that there's a thing called the social contract?
So anecdotes being presented in place of evidence is an immediate red flag. And there's a saying, the plural of anecdotes is not data.
Nice. I need that on a t-shirt.
That is why I like Chuck, and I think he's a good asset for the show, because he has what I call intelligence. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson is very educated, right? But Chuck is very intelligent, and so it's like they would be the perfect husband and wife. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways.
This is Star Talk Special Edition. And when it's special edition, you know we've got Gary O'Reilly. Gary.
Hi, Neil.
Chuck Nice, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Can't do a show without you.
Oh, man, that's very nice.
Although we do sometimes.
I was going to say, I was about to say, it's very nice, even though that's not true.
So today, we're talking about medical misinformation.
I don't believe you.
Watch their eyes. This is how you know that it's not fake. Basically, most of what you see on TV is fake. Hollywood production bullshit. It's like most artists today, they can't sing, they can't perform. They're just some bullshit, some trick you bought. And for some reason, you follow it, you listen to it, and you trust it, and you love it, and blah blah. Because you're selling, you're an idiot, and you're a dumbass. You don't know that you're being tricked. And it's like China and Russia, and it's just propaganda, and you're eating it all up. But if you look at their eyes, basically most people in like the public eye, the limelight, like Trump's crew or Trump's TV show or the right or the left and blah blah. Most of it, actors, shows, TVs, talk shows. Podcasts, like it's all bullshit. Look at his eyes. He's looking around and wondering, and the reason why is because what they have is real. This is raw. This is actually, they're all alive. It's not a show. They're not just there, just in the way people. Like he is someone who probably correctly drives on the freeway. You know what I'm saying? But the other ones are probably people that are in the way people. So basically, what I mean by that is just intelligence versus education, right? And that's the difference, and that's what a nerd is. But once upon a time, uh, well, that's what an actual nerd is. Is someone who values education to the point that they have no intelligence. That's a nerd, right? And then a bully is someone who is all about the analytic behavior, but has no sense of like honor or dignity or pride or justice or like they're not housebroken. Basically, the bullies are just not housebroken dogs. That's what they are. And this is why most females that date them end up having shitty lives or whatever, unless of course you do break the beast, right? But that's bullshit. Like Beauty and the Beast, for example, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna find some dude who became that and then he's I'm Prince Charming. That's not gonna happen, right? Like with me, like oh yeah, it's true. That's true. With me, that is the case, but there's no Prince Charming. I mean, there is a Prince Charming under all this mess of flesh that I have going on, but the point is like I'm not gonna just boom, I'm Prince Charming unless I put it on bacon. Maybe, right? Now, I think am Simba. I am Return of the King. I literally was banished from society through my disability, through my ailments, through my conditions, and I'm back. Basically, Return of the King, Return of the Man. Oh, you lied to me, right? The Lion King, like all that shit. Makes sense. It's about me. I'm the main character. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm trying to point out. Is watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. He looks around basically. And the reason why is because he's being like aware. He's paying attention because he has to. This is a real world situation. Someone can literally jump in the door and shoot everybody because it's just whatever. Nobody knows, right? They might have guards, but yeah, I get what I'm saying. Hopefully, watch him. See his eyes. Right? He looks up. Right? See that? That's because and it's real. It's alive. It's authentic. Right? Like my warrior when I play World of Warcraft, authentic. So
So today, We're talking about medical misinformation.
I don't believe.
And by the way, that word authentic, that was before everyone started making names. Oh, I'm Duda, I'm Duda. No. I was like most people that are not English will say words like banana because in their language they don't have the word banana, but it's a word that we use commonly, but it's not common over there. So when they see banana, they're like, oh wow, what the hell? And it's a wonder over there. It's much like me having the word power in Korean or Chinese or whatever in Japanese. Dirty knees, look at these. But anyways, yeah, it's the same thing as that basically. But my point was that what I did predates all of that shit because I'm an alpha. Anyways,
Believe you.
Of
Hey, they started.
about medical misinformation.
I don't believe you.
Of
Hey, they started early.
again, husband and wife, perfect.
medical misinformation. Gary, take me into this. What do we got?
All right. Well, we live in a data-driven.
So Neil, in that instance, was the husband. He was the wife, and then there are times when Chuck is the husband and Neil is the wife. It's interesting, but it makes sense psychologically. You can see it, but
World, and we actually always have, haven't we? Better information makes for better decisions. World, and we actually always.
so Neil is he's more real. Chuck is way more real. Neil is more real. The guy talking, like I would never let my daughter date him. He's a fake human. He is a puppet. He is an actor. Like he is putting a show on for the camera instead of like what a podcast is supposed to be. Is why I hate Joe Rogan, by the way. Not him personally, but like who he hangs with. It's because some people do what they do only because they're in front of a camera, basically. If the camera wasn't there, they wouldn't be as they are. As we see them, they're putting on a show, right? And that's what, like, and power to them because they're able to do it, a stream, basically. And they're not like, oh, I know the good answer. Like most people today, like text messaging. That's why most losers got in because once upon a time you actually had to be hip with it. You actually had to know what to say, right? But text messaging gave you that time where it's like, oh shit, she said this. Should I this? Google it. What is that? Boom, boom. Oh, perfect answer, response. She's like, oh my god, I'm gonna sleep with this guy. Like once upon a time, it's like, hey, how you feel about blah? And you're like, I don't know what blah is. Oh, okay. That was her normal answer. It's just she's like, oh, okay. Right, because you don't know. But with the text messaging or like with Philip DeFranco and editing, basically, and you cut out, edit all this bullshit, is then you pretend to be the perfect human, basically, even though it's fucking fake, it's all bullshit. The second the scene, the camera turns off, it turns to horrible persons. But anyways, again, that's what I'm pointing out here, is he is playing for the camera. They're all just talking. And again, the Joe Rogan podcast, like Joe Rogan, like everyone there can hang out, but some of them are just putting on a show for the camera. I remember I had a friend who wanted people to put, like, he was a gambler and he hated playing for free because people be all in because there's no cost or there's no, like, they have no value in it for it. I hate this in gaming because like every life to me matters. I don't want to just die just to die. The whole point of me is to stay alive, and that's why I play these games, is to stay alive, right? And like most games now make dying a part of the game. I think that's kind of shitty. That's a shitty mechanic. You should want to stay alive, right? But it's that concept, basically staying alive, and that's why he wanted to make people put money down, because he wants to add value to it. Where it's like now it matters, right? This is, personally, to me, virginity matters. To somebody else, virginity doesn't matter because they don't know. They don't have that knowledge. I have that. I'm all about that knowledge, baby, right? So, anyways, that's what that is. And again, that's why I wouldn't trust him, because he is a faker. Fake it till you make it, that whole 9 yards. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, I would, 50-50. Chuck, it's fine. I trust Chuck, right? I trust him not to be a douchebag. But yeah, that's who we
Always
met so
have,
far.
haven't we? Better information makes for better decisions. So why would you want to purposefully create disinformation? We are talking about spreading medical disinformation that can threaten people's lives potentially. How can we tell the difference between fact?
So that question's dumb, and the reason why disinformation exists because someone is there to exploit it. Much like selling out wouldn't be a bad thing if the person who you were selling out to wasn't evil. And this is the whole thing with the East and guitar and the whole 9 yards and whatever, and then Trump and his fucking 747 fucking sky yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like they sold out, and for what? At what cost? Who's gonna die? What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit right now going on that probably shouldn't be going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what sellouts are, and that's why there's people need disinformation to exploit it, and they want to get you to buy snake oil. And that's why they mentioned the snake oil is because it's perpetual. They want you to give them money perpetually forever, and because they suck and they don't offer anything. Like for example, if you're watching my video, I don't charge you anything, but if you wanted to, you can give me $50. Be like, dude, that was some solid ass fucking advice. Here's your $50, right? That's what it used to be, right? Once upon a time. But they made it now to where like you have to tip, you have to do this. It's because people were less than that; they didn't deserve it, and so because those people became the people in charge, they made it mandatory. You won't tip me because I'm an asshole, and you tip him because he's nice. I can't be nice. I'm an asshole. So instead, I now control the environment, and now you got to tip. Period. You have to. It's mandatory. You have to tip me. You have to tip me. It's because I want what I can't get, and that's where it comes from. Anyways,
Fact and fiction. What does the actual science say? It's expert time. Yeah, and for that,
we'll see. We'll see.
we went to a TikToker / YouTuber who is on the front line where this battle is taking place. Plus,
Well, the experts are, by the way.
Neil, we're going to sit you down with an Academy-nominated filmmaker responsible for the vaccine documentary A Shot in the Arm, and that would be Scott Hamilton Kennedy.
Coming up in this very
Yes.
podcast, yes.
Cool.
So I have
Maybe. Okay. We will watch it and we'll see. Not right now. Not right now on my time. I'm going to say anything else, but we'll see. I might have to, but we'll see. Anyways.
in my office here at the Hayden Planetarium of the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, who flew in from Boston for this interview, Dr. Knock.
Pleasure to
Dr.
be
Knock.
here. Thanks for the invitation.
Dude, this is a clean cut.
Medfluencer researcher. So he is, like people like Conan, and people like him, Jimmy Fallon, all of them, the late shows or whatever. Basically, he is one of the writers, essentially, in the writer room. And so he is actually the one coming up with the jokes that you're giving credit to Conan for, that you're giving credit to Jay Leno for. It's actually people like him and the way they rigged it. And that's how Hollywood works and why I hate it and why people like me are seen as less than ideal. But in reality, you would hope to God that your daughter gets with me because I'm straight up alpha. I'm straight up dominant. I will lead. Like, if it really came down to it, I would be the one you depend on. Basically, I'm the fall 2 guy. Basically, if shit really went down, that stops with me because I handle shit. Like, shit will be right with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't fill my chest and trying to make loud noises and shit. I'm usually in the back corner somewhere, and you don't notice me. And the reason why, it's not because I'm petty or insecure, but I'm the opposite. It's because I'm not petty. It's because I'm not insecure. That I'm just kind of out of the way doing my own thing because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't care because I can't affect it. It's I don't care because you ain't worth affecting. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. But again, America lately has been more about that sellout trend. And unless you SMD and it tickle my taint, right, then I don't care for what you got to say because you're not making me feel good. And so I'm going to block you out of my, what I see. And anyways, it's sad, but that's why America's
Guys, you've ever seen?
I have to tell you, you were the whitest dude I've ever met.
You should see me dance.
I'm just saying.
You should see me dance. Well done, good job. By the way, that other guy is hella wider, but that's just funny.
I appreciate it, though. I really do.
You have a PhD, so you're an academic medical professional. We can call it that.
That's right.
In pharmacology,
Yeah,
Just from-
pharmaceutical sciences.
pharmaceutical science.
Drug development, the immunology of drugs.
Oh, cool, man.
Educational shit.
Okay.
There is some psychological shit there, or not psychological, but into the intelligence there, but how they react and whatnot. But most of it is known already, so that's why he's a researcher, and that's why it's more educational, because it's not stuff to experience anymore. It's more of to live it than experience, if that makes sense. Like I can lived experience in a book, but I didn't experience being in the cave. The book is talking about the cave, and I experienced the cave through that book, but I didn't experience it by being at the cave. You know what I'm saying?
And these are drugs invented by lab scientists to achieve some effect in our physiology. And that is your expertise.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. And you're definitely a social media influencer. And there's a word I just learned today.
There you go.
Medfluencer.
Oh, boy.
Medfluencer?
For better or for worse.
Medfluencer. I got like a medical influencer,
Yes.
medfluencer.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
That, by the way, that's called, I wouldn't say valid, but basically it has a root, basically. And I point that out because a lot of people today just make shit up out of nowhere. Like, especially as of late, there's no, like, oh, it comes from Latin, or the root comes from this, or scientific, or bio that, biology, biodegradable. That's why the bio is a root word. But most of the time today, they just pick a word out of nowhere and it's like, and then it's like, okay, that's what it is. And that's why a lot of shit doesn't make sense. And shrink theory just making shit up, just bells and whistles, just smoke and mirrors, basically. So, yeah, anyways.
I got you. Okay. I was trying to get clear
The
on
word
it.
sucks. Let me just.
Yeah, and Neil deGrasse Tyson shouldn't got offended here for whatever reason. He took offense to this. Why he's being insecure, petty douchebag is probably exactly why, actually. But he's being defensive, even though Chuck is just what. Like, I knew there was no offense. Why he took it, I don't know. But anyways,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I
here.
got you.
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to say here. But Chuck wasn't trying to impede on that. You're hanging with the wrong people. Fucking, I was about to call you Bill Nye the Science Guy. Fucking, what is his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's DeGrasse, but I call him Dumas. Dumas. Like dumbass, but dumb. And instead of dumb, it's a do, and then bass. Like doom bass. Basically, Dumas.
I was trying to get clear
The
on
word
it.
sucks. Let me
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
The words suck. So we can see where that came from. Why he was being so insecure and petty. It's because he's against the word. So that's where that came from. So now we know. That's why I was trying to laugh it off, and I guess it's not a big deal. But again, I'm a philosophical, like, I am alpha as fuck. Anyways,
Okay,
No,
good.
well, no, we'll get used to it. That's the thing about words. You get used to them. And
you get used to them, you old fuck.
so you've taken it upon yourself to try to correct the internet with all of its misguided ways regarding medical doses, medical choices.
Perhaps a misguided mission, but yeah, that's the goal.
That's a great mission.
So that's actually the first comment. This episode is a lot like me, except instead of data and meds, it's data in competitive gaming and video games. I fight online misinformation on that front. China and Russia and whatnot have bots, and they're targeting our kids. If you don't know, I talk about it quite a bit. You should have me on to spread that message. Anyway, so next one is at 5:27. So
That's,
yeah, the internet is a cesspool of misinformation and disinformation. So,
and what makes you think you could, I mean, who, you say, let me take on the whole internet,
right,
that whole system.
Yeah, are you the guy that in that meme where he's like brushing back waves with a push broom? You ever see that? The guy with a push broom. He's on the beach trying to brush back the ocean.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
So you've been on the internet for now 6 or 7 years. When did the internet become such a safe place for misinformation?
It's a good question. So I think there's been the transition, obviously, from print to radio to television to now social media.
And real quick, I'm gonna add bonus fact. Safe place. That's the thing. Is we took our competitive scene and we mixed it with our casual scene, and we put them together, and we're making that safe. And so we're actually losing out on athletes because Becky Kate took it up the ass, and so now our athletes are less than. And I know because I grew up with pillows on my hands. Basically, I had to be very soft and gentle and quiet and hold back a lot of who I am and what I am for the sake of those around me. Basically, and it's mostly because of my mother and the situation with my brother. So my mom was hyper paying attention because of the shit she went through with my brother. And so she was hard on me, and so that's why I have little hands and shit. And it's because she repressed me and she made me less dominant than I should have been, basically. But yeah, that's what's going on. Is we combined competitive and casual, and we took the competitive nature out of being competitive, or we only allowed certain people to be competitive, and then anybody else who was competitive, we alienated, or anybody that we didn't like that was competitive, we alienated or imprisoned and such. So
I think it was that last gap, which is really democratized. Anybody can sit down in their car and make a piece of content.
Because you can't sit on your car and make a TV show.
No.
that's not the problem. Again, the problem was the safe place. The problem was the restrictions. What happened, but the problem was the government stepped in when they should have stayed away and let the people figure it out. It's kind of like, again, what happened with me and growing up, basically, where it's like we should have been allowed to figure it out, or on the alternative foot, you should have known when to step in, basically, and like, okay, there's no civil way to figure this out, so this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been the answer, basically, to some of it. Like, play by the rules, people. Like, it's a sport. You play by the rules because it's a sport. But if you're lying and cheating and stealing, it's not a sport anymore. That's how your regime lives. That's how your fucking nation or whatever corrupt bullshit lives. That's your way, but you're now talking with America here, and we have rules, and we enforce these rules. So, yeah.
Right. So
Right, there's these editorial layers.
filters there. Yeah.
Right, which, is a bad thing because not everybody could get their thoughts out there. But now, of course, the downside is that everyone can do the same for positive information and false information.
Wait. So the tightest way to say what you just said was, it was a problem that not everyone could get their information out when it was limited to TV.
And now it's
everyone can get their information. It's a problem
that everybody can get their information out.
Yeah. So they're all slow, basically, because when I watched this, I was like, yeah, I know, but I didn't say anything because I'm not insecure, I'm not petty. And unfortunately, the world is like, oh, you're weak and you're pathetic because you didn't say something. It's because you weren't a bully. You're a bitch. You are a fucking retarded, lady. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. And so there's been this big shift. And of course, it's now entertainment. The medical information on TikTok and Instagram, you're competing with people who are dancing and cats.
No. Yes, there is that, but understand that there are people, unfortunately, that have what's called we have tools and filters that allow you to see other nations' stuff. The problem is it's a two-way street. And so you can see them, but also they can see you. So if you have this stuff that allows you to see or to block certain information so that you can see other information, it's a gateway for them to come in. And that's where malware and spyware and shit comes from, and propaganda and whatnot. And this is the whole problem with the world, basically. Is everyone's like, oh, I want to know what the fucking people in the West watch and blah blah, and it's like, oh well, Donald Trump is the man, and what's it called? Anybody on the left is caca. It's because like you're allowing that propaganda into your system by putting down like there's a reason why they keep them out. It's not because like don't get me wrong, there are people in the world that want it behind a paywall because they want to make a lot of money. There is that, and those people are the problem, part of the problem, I will say. But the point is, they put those walls to keep them out, not to keep the data from you, but to keep them from your data. You know what I'm saying? And so you took that wall away, and so now they're in. And you're like, what the hell? Why is the world falling apart? That's why. That's why China and Russia are targeting our kids. That's why most people will watch Quanti, and he's like, oh, 1v9, 1v9. But literally, he started the video with, hey, gank my lane, gank my lane, gank my lane, jungle that I'm clearly in voice chat with. And I'm talking to blah, blah, blah. Come and help me and support me and win my lane for me. And then let me claim like it's me, like I'm doing all the work, like I'm the shit. And everyone wants to say I'm hating on him for pointing that out. And it's like, no, it's a fact, bro. That's all I did. It's just this is what happened. Literally, it's just a play by play. And for you to say I'm hateful, that just shows how deceitful you are because your barriers or your scales are so off that you put yourself like instead like this the line of scrimmage is basically at the 99. It would be like 99, but you're considering it 50-50. Oh, we both got 50-50, bro. I'm like, but you have 95% of the field. No, that's just because you're hateful. It's like, no, bro, you have 95% of the fucking field. And you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on here. And they're trying to say that's normal. And it's like, no, that's not normal. Normal is 50-50. You have 95-5. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? That isn't 50. Like, hey, you guys are fucked up, man.
Cats and dogs and everything. And so you may be presenting this very nuanced argument about something, but you're constrained. You have to make it entertaining, or no one's ever going to see it.
So the truth
Yeah, the innocent side of stuff, sure, but also there is the side, what's it called? Like, I don't know how far this goes as far as sellouts and whatnot, or control and whatnot. And maybe literally it is through this bot network and artificial algorithms and AI and whatnot that could be doing it, basically. And what I mean is that they control the flow of data. So, like, if I say something, no one hears it because they made sure no one heard it. But if someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about says something, they make sure everyone in the world can hear it because they spent extra resources to empower that message. And so naturally, he gets 1 million followers, and I get nothing. And that's what's going on in America right now. So
is boring.
Bernie blackout, by the way. But
The truth is boring and nuanced and takes a long time to say.
so it's why Sanders lost the Bernie blackout, as they called it. Yeah. So I was like, I thought I had a comment to make. Yeah. 527. It's 532. Yeah. So the Bernie blackout. So again, as they say, great minds think alike, and so naturally I said the Bernie blackout. And when I first watched this, and I said it again, and it turns out that's what I said before. And I'm agreeing with myself because logically it makes sense. Like you're supposed to derive the information that I'm coming to. Basically, you should have come to the same conclusion, but you're not as educated as me, unfortunately. So
Amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
and this is why I streamed. I put my opinion out there. I tried to make it everyone able to see it, but I get no attention, no viewers, no traffic, no random people. The only people that come by my channel like, hey, we sell out. Hey, buy bots, and that's all I get. That's the only kind of traffic I get. I don't know why, but yeah.
where you can find an environment.
Well, I do know why. It's because they fucking rigged it to be that way. But yeah.
Takes a long time to say.
Amazing, isn't it? Where you can find an environment where the truth is exactly what you need it to be, yet some people will turn their back on it because it doesn't have a cat or it's not entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I find that in all the work that I do with climate.
He's got a second life where he's a climate advocate.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's so hard to have like very succinct, entertaining messaging because the other side has stuff like drill, baby, drill.
Yeah.
And we don't.
Slogans.
Right, slogans.
When AOC came out, that's when Marjorie Taylor Greene existed. When the Squad came out, they made the Five, basically, and that's what's going on. Everything that naturally happened on the left, the right artificially created it, and they spent money and time and influencers that were paid off to propel these people to rise them up, like Fox News, for example, because they spit the story as instructed because they're the best sellouts. And so that's why they did so well, is because they had such evil intent. And that's why they rose. Whereas me, because I'm spitting the truth and it's the opposite of what they want, they're shutting me down. They're using that same power to shut me down. Basically, like AOC should be promoting me. Bernie Sanders should be promoting me. Everybody, Joe Rogan should be promoting me. Star Talk should be promoting me. Basically, and the reason why is because again, I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm stars and stripes. You know what I'm saying, I'm an American boy, basically, and that's what I care about. And that's what I want America to do well. And but that doesn't happen. But anyways.
And slogans are great. That's why you see them on bumper stickers because they work, you know. But make a sustainable economy through renewable energy, baby, doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Baby.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like you've tried though.
And failed. So we've got.
I think as a stand-up comedian, that was. It was kind of like a routine that came out and kind of to fruition. It didn't hit well here, but yeah, it did okay. But
Got here what might also be echo chambers, where people hear what they want, or they look for information they look for their understanding of information to be affirmed, and you do a Google search and you'll find it. You'll find there's 7 other people who think exactly the way you do, and there's a false affirmation. So how do you sort that out for people?
Yeah, so I mean, that confirmation bias is
There
really...
it is, confirmation bias.
Yeah.
so about that, actually at 6:42 is where it was. 6:53. I don't agree. Not everyone is a simple person like you. I like everything except for bullshit, basically. And so some people, yeah, they do have that confirmation bias, but some people just want the truth. And the problem is that confirmation bias in the algorithm, basically, the algorithm naturally lets the bias take charge, basically, over the truth. And so the truth can't rise up because it's more funny and more captivating to watch this bullshit than hear the truth. And that's why Bernie Sanders lost. Because Bernie Sanders said the truth, but it's boring. And they had cats. That's it. And that's why we have Trump, is because Trump likes cats. And everyone likes cats, so everyone voted for Trump. Whereas Sanders is like, yeah, but democracy in America, and yeah, but you don't have cats. Yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah, that's the problem. You're saying all this, and that's true, but there should also be a place where people can go to get the truth, basically, and to find out the truth. And the system should promote the truth, not the story. You know what I'm saying? Like Fox News did well because it wanted to tell you of all of the what's it called, the planes that don't make it. That's all you hear about, right? because it's glorifying this and blah blah blah. But sometimes, like I forgot his name. I think it's Adam or something. But in high school, when I was a freshman or a sophomore, there was a kid and he would just listen to talk shows and media and shit, and he wanted the news, and like that's what we need basically. That's what Joe Rogan used to be once upon a time, but now it's left and right, and everyone wants to like Joe is more susceptible to on the right because he's defensive of both, but he's more defensive on the left because he's more aware of stuff on the left and less defensive of stuff on the right because that's all new to him. And so the right gets to exploit him more because of that fact. And everyone thinks he's more right leaning when in truth it's just the right actually is winning, unfortunately, on that front that I just specified. But yeah, anyways, continue. 6:42 is what I think. Yeah. So the next one is at 9:24. So we gotta watch.
Really, really hard to escape. And unless you're very thoughtful about doing so, you won't escape it. You have to be intentional. And being intentional, of course, takes a lot of mental energy, which you may not have if you pull up Instagram.
No, it's bullshit. I should not have to swim against the current just to put a message out there. It's the social media should reward me for telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I should be rewarded versus a cat. For example, we should get the same fucking. You know what I'm saying? So when this happens, or if that happens, like this is wrong, or this is a fake, it should get thumbs down, or it should be removed because it's bullshit. It's a lie, right? And you're making a statement. We don't know. Removed. We don't know. Okay, well, it's in the air. The science hasn't come out yet. Or it's 50-50 or 60-40. It's still too close. Until we can say definitively that yes or no, it's a thing, then get out of here. Like, for example, you should keep, they say, what's it called? Keeping religion out of the classrooms. Basically, the same thing should be about the public sphere. We should be able to talk about whatever we want, but why the fuck are we talking about God? Well, like your motives should be honest. It can be whatever, just whatever, fine, whatever. But if you have motives that are not honest, then GTFO. You know what I'm saying?
Usually you're not looking to change your opinion on something. You're looking to spend 5 minutes while you're waiting for, a train or something. So it really takes a very intentional effort to get out of this type of bubble.
Yeah. Do the algorithms still push things towards people even though like your confirmation bias is wrong? Does it still say, let me go get more of this information? Because that just makes it even worse for you then.
Yeah. So the way I think of algorithms is really of people's attention. Like what is holding people's attention? And so inescapably, platforms seek to optimize.
And the problem is your attention doesn't decipher between honesty or lies. And the world was caught with their pants down because evil weaponized that, and they disguise their lies and bullshit with cats and dogs. So they're looking at cats and dogs, but are being brainwashed, and they have no fucking idea that they're being brainwashed to think a certain way. Like if you hear a news report and it's like, oh, the horrible Fox News said, like, chances are they're biased, right? They should just say, oh, Fox News said this, the right said this, the left said that, the right said this, the left said that. But if they say, oh, the horrible blah 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 left is terrible about the left, like the people should never trust, and I would never listen to them. They said some stupid bullshit, but the right said there's bias here. Get GTFO, get that out of here. Like that bias needs to fucking go, and we're just fucking letting it linger. Like there was like this is where good wins, by the way. In the environment where good and bad can exist, good will win, basically. And I forgot where it was. What was it called? I forgot the name of it. Hold on one second. I actually posted a video of it. Let me go ahead and do this right quick. Give me one moment. fuck? Oh, there it is. Jubilee. Jubilee, basically. Which one was it? Shit. There you go. So on Jubilee, right? There was basically this dude was like, yeah, I'm like a Nazi or I'm a socialist or yeah, I like Hitler or like he was saying a lot of this offensive shit, basically, and they're trying to normalize it. And so they can keep on doing what they're doing, like ICE, and what they're doing. Like, what the fuck? Like, people are just letting it happen. No, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, ICE is bad. There should be more to the call to this. Like, the fact that I'm not seeing I'm sorry, what's her name? See, I can't even think of her name. That's how fucking, Ocasio Cortez, right? AOC, what's it? Alexia Ocasio Cortez, I think? Or Alexandria. Something, what the fuck was it? I know it's AOC, but yeah, the reason why we don't hear from her, Bernie Sanders, I don't hear from there's another girl that again I am horrible with the names, by the way. I'm the best at names. I never forget. Uh, except for all the names that I forget, I never forget a name. But I forgot her name, so it's fine. But yeah, they have this hella names we don't hear from, and the reason why is because they don't want you to think that America is actually still in it to win it, and they want you to think we're losing because they want you to give up because that gives them more ability to push back harder and harder and harder, push harder and harder and harder, and take more and take more and take more because there's less resistance, basically. And the more resistance you put, the harder it is, and that's why America stood when back in the day, because Trump was all about religion and all about the military. He had them in bed with him, basically, like 100%. They were just down to go. And then they realized, oh shit, he fucking did us dirty. Like, oh fuck, that's wrong. But the reason why America stood through that, and that's why Germany fell and America did not, is because there's red and blue, basically. Germany was just all red or it was all blue, and then when it swept, it swept. That was it. It was gone. But in America, it's red and it swept, and then it got the blue, and that it stood there, and then now the combat was, and they had a fight, and then that's when you seen people, the actual list because I got tired of fucking forgetting their names. God damn it. My paper is called "The Downfall of America," by the way. But Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, R.K. Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Margie Taylor Greene, Fox News, Marco Rubio, Ginny Impero, Jubilee and owners, Netflix and owners, Ben Shapiro and Friends, Paramount Global, PMN, Paramount Media, CBS, Columbia Broadcasting System. The point is name changes to Dodge. They don't want to they don't want to deal with the penalty and punishment, so they change their names to avoid it. It's much like Trump and his leg splints. Basically, it's like he should have served, but he didn't because of reasons, right? That's what they're doing with the names. Apple TV, Owen Wilson, Snoop Dogg, Ted Cruz, Tucker Carlson, basically sellouts. They may not be as bad or evil, but they sell out to them, so they're just as bad, basically. And the idea. And the problem on the left is we have ego-driven reporter idiots, sellout fakers, scammers, who are, yeah, they just suck. And again, there's a saying that's don't shoot the messenger, but these people shoot him because the messenger has become the message, or the messenger has become the message, basically. So, and their messenger is also getting, like, they opened it, they've seen it, they edited it. It's like you can't trust them anymore, so shoot them. So Luca Beasley, Adam Mockler, Chris Mowry, Kyle Kalinske, David Pacman, The Rational National, Philip DeFranco, Colton Wexler, Hassan Parker, Tim Pool, Caroline Levitt, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Lord, Lord Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Ducey, Caroline Levitt, Asmon Gold, Long Island Audit, Sean Head, Destiny Bilber, Russell Peters, Conan O'Brien, talk show hosts in general, Neil deGrasse Tyson, uh, Kaku, I forgot his name, Kaku, the science community, the rock community, the pop culture, all of them, by the way. So, science, classical, music, rock, rap, all of it. Movies and such, every fucking movie you can think of, basically, there's some fucking bullshit. Tyler One, Nile Blue, Osama bin Laden, basically. I Osama bin Laden, there's a video I seen of a video or a message he wrote, and if you got more into the weeds about it, basically he's sold out and he's trying to sell out people and blah blah. The false alphas, aka gammas, they are reporters or reporters, and they report on reports and whatnot. Um, but yeah. And then stuff like Jeffrey Epstein, 9/11, COVID, and the tariffs, they're just cover ups for evil. Basically, that's all they are. And then the fact that people point to, the fuck was her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. The reason why people point to them is because you're the fall guy, bro. Like, they don't care if you go to jail, right? As long as they all get paid, they don't care if you go to jail. That's what you are. That's all you are. You're willing to march, so they march you. That's what happens. And again, she's doing it because she's a sellout. She's just a fucking no-name nobody, but she rose up because she sold out, and that's what everyone hires. Every job you ever go to, they won't hire you unless you're a fucking no-name, no-nothing. You bring no value to it, to the establishment. And then they'll hire you because they want to exploit you. If you're a hot chick and you're willing to bend over, they'll hire you because they want to fucking plow that ass. You know what I'm saying? Oops, let me do that. But yeah, and yeah. Anyways, continue.
How long are people going to stay on our platform and see more ads?
The business model.
It is, and it works extremely well.
Yeah.
And it's good for the consumer because you are interested and you're entertained while you're watching it. But the dark side is sometimes the things that hold your attention the most are not what you would intellectually choose if you tick off on a paper ahead of time. I want to watch videos about this. You find yourself slipping into like rage baity content, things that are arousing these negative
Rage
emotions.
Some people, yes, but people like me, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what's funny about that? I'm embarrassed to say this. I just found out, I think it was our producer Alex who taught me, you can just go up and put not interested and it says, okay, we won't show you any more of this, which I did not know.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then
I was doing that. When I first found it, I used it, but then I realized I shouldn't do that because keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. So I need to know what they're saying, because if I get caught in the middle of left field, right, then it's no good for me, basically. So if I know what they're talking about, it's better because then there's no surprises. And that's why in court we have what's it called, a discovery process, basically, where it's like, okay, well, what do you know? And then they have to tell you what they have on you, basically, and so you can defend against it, blah blah blah. I know because I was taking advantage of, basically, I had a brain tumor. I was going through a brain tumor. I was on a pain medication. I was going through withdrawals. I had to go to court to settle. I got what's it called, evicted, basically, from my home because of all of this bullshit. And so they asked me, like, do you want a jury? And so, I didn't answer. They didn't ask me. They asked the opposing people's lawyer, and they said yes, he waived his right, and I never did such a thing, but they said I did. And so the judge made a decision on the case, basically, and I lost the case because I was going through withdrawals, basically. So I was sitting there like, like not feeling good at all, but in the courtroom fighting for my eviction. And I eventually lost, obviously, because the game was rigged. It was that fucking rigged. It was so fucking rigged, basically. And again, I went through brain tumor. I had multiple brain brain surgeries. Rather, I had fucking hemorrhage that had appeared. Again, addiction to medication I still take today, by the way. But yeah, anyways, such bullshit, such horse shit. But yeah, so yeah, what he's saying is wrong. Basically, is my point. Like, no, it's not true. So you need to know. You need to know. The fuck? Show. But you need to know. You need to be aware. And you need to be connected, because if you're not, you're fucked, basically. Again, like, knowledge is power, right? And by clicking that button that he's talking about, that's denying yourself knowledge, and that's denying yourself power. But anyways,
All
There's
my
a whole lot of crap showing up on my line. I'm ready to.
And I'm like, am I an angry guy? Every video is somebody beating the crap out of somebody. What is going on? Like, why is this happening?
It's your inner self.
It is my inner self, I guess.
I think there's truth to that. You can learn a lot about somebody just by looking at 10 videos on their feed or something. Probably it's one of the deepest ways to,
That's scary.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
scary.
It is, yeah. But now I just hit not interested because although here's the problem. The reason I hit not interested is because I was watching it. This stuff would come across and I'd be like, oh my God, is it Tuesday? I just spent the whole day watching people get the crap beat out of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to.
And this is a topic of research. If you ask people, do you want to see negative content and emotional content, they'll tell you no. But if then you track what happens when it comes across their feed, they stick through. It's like a car crash. Everyone turns to look their head at the last second.
Yeah.
You almost can't escape watching this content, even if intellectually you think it's not good for me.
So as an influencer, you need to be sensitized to that, so you know how to navigate it for what you create and what your expectations are for the audience. So Gary, why don't you give?
so I don't know where exactly what this was, but basically it said, in my world of PvP, haters, and combat, that is what we do and what I say. I don't care to kiss ass. I got a mission. End of story. Basically, and again, I don't know what I was trying to draw to or connect it with. I'm looking, but I'm not.
But
seeing
before-
it.
Can't escape.
Before we
For
we
the
haven't
audience.
gone there yet. Oh,
So Gary, why don't you give us a
before
laundry list here?
All right, before we do, because you're fighting this disinformation, you can't just go on to your platform and say, don't watch that, don't listen to that, you're dumb.
No.
You just because this is immediately causing a problem. So
that's what it was. So that was at the beginning. I fucked up. I apologize for that. But there it is right there. So what he just said, that's why I said what I said, right? So I want to reverse back to, he's going to say it, I'm going to respond again. So go ahead.
you can't just
List
All
here.
right, before we do, because you're fighting this disinformation, you can't just go on to your platform and say, don't watch that, don't listen to that, you're dumb.
No.
You just because this is immediately causing a problem. So what are your strategies to actually get across and make this information more acceptable to people who wouldn't necessarily want to know?
So that makes more sense now. In my world of PvP, haters and combat and such, that is what we do, and that is what I say. You're dumb, you're full of shit, you don't know, you're wrong, or things of that nature. And the point was, I don't care to kiss ass. I'm not making it friendly for you. I got a mission. End of story. The point is, I'm a contender. I'm acting as a contender. You are a casual. They don't mix. You're punishing me for being a contender who's acting like a contender as a contender because I'm not acting like a watcher, basically. I'm not acting like somebody who's just observing, basically. You're punishing me for not being involved because you're not involved, and I'm not going to go and sugarcoat it for you because I'm a contender. I'm in the arena. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't mix what's athletes and casuals. You can't mix them, basically. If someone wants to take my message and make it more chewable and digestible to the casuals, go for it. Make sure they know I'm the one who said it, but I give you permission to say it. The problem is that I'll just I'll just mention it. There's a video that I posted on my channel. Rengar, uh, basically for League of Legends, there's a champion called Rengar, and it's triple Q is what I called it, and I explained how to do this ability that was overpowered. Basically, it's very busted. Like if I had known now, if I knew then what I know now, I would be challenger. Well, no, I wouldn't. I'd still be going through hell because the game's rigged. And that's another story I could tell you. But anyways, the point is, I made that video. Basically, triple Q instantly kill most ADs or whatever, and just the game is over. You won. You basically that's it. You won, right? And so I made the video, and that lasted for a week or two, and it would pop it off, and I'd get maybe 2, 3 viewers the tops. But for some reason, I had like 6,000 people watched that video, right? No algorithms, no bullshit, none of that shit. People were curious and they were looking, and they found me, and that's how they found it. It wasn't because someone like linked me or because I just showed up one day. No, that's bullshit. Algorithms are bullshit. They're rigged, or they're controlled, or pirated, or some shit, and they know about it and they're not doing anything about it. So, anyways, I made the video. Anyways, uh, basically, someone seen the video, and then someone told a famous person about the video. The famous person watched the video. The famous person and then created a video explaining how to do it, but didn't say it came from me, which is what they should have done, and I wouldn't care. But they didn't say it was from me. And what happened was the next week that champion was nerfed, basically, right? And I know that this happened because I thought about it. And basically, this dude that was playing it, it's a you can play him top, and you can get away with it, but he's a jungle king champion, right? Um, basically, and he never played this champion. Like it's the opposite. He plays bruisers. That's what he played. A bruiser, engager, kind of get into. And Rengar was an assassin. He was out of the fucking. He jumped from the trees and killed somebody, right? But you expect me to believe that this dude who plays bruisers knew a secret on a champion that no one in the fucking world knew how to do except for me. And now you, apparently. You really expect me to believe that. You really, I don't, like, unless you can prove to me and show me him playing that champion, I doubt that. And not to mention that kid's fucking stupid, by the way. He's a fucking dumbass idiot, right? That's why he was on the team. That's why he was popping off. It's because, like, you can see he would sell out. He's a fucking hoe, and they would. And they used him. As long as people looked at him, they would send traffic his way and sell products through him 100%, just like Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg sold all of his music, and they made billions off of his song. Whereas he made $1 million once, whereas they're making $1 billion every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And Snoop Dogg was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck, yo?" And he's like, "You sold out, bro. That's what happens. You sold out. If you never sold out, you made that song have never made billions, but you would have made more than 1 million by now." You know what I'm saying? You'd probably be well off right now. You'd probably be retired right now. You know what I'm saying? Or they would have used the algorithm to punish you, to crumble you and make it to where your shit didn't like become effective, and we would all be singing a different song or a different string because the game's rigged. Basically, they choose what's popular and what's not. They choose what's hip, basically. Like most people say, "Oh, that song's addicting." No, it's the reason why you're addicted to that song is because when you're on TikTok, every time they play an ad, it's that fucking song. And so what happens? You've been browsing for 2 weeks. They've been playing that song every fucking 30, like what is it, like every 30 seconds or every minute for 2 weeks. Of course you like that fucking song, right? Of course you're gonna look it up. Of course you're gonna find it. Of course you're gonna download it because you fucking like it now. No shit. It's called forced entry, basically, right? They're raping your mind. That's pretty much what it is, right? They're forcing you to like it. That's what it is. But anyways, yeah, that's what happened with Rengar. But yeah. And with that, I end this. I'm done with the false information. Cheers. There was something I was bringing up. I said I'd mention it later. I forgot what it was because I was going to talk about it right now, but I forgot. Um, Dude's still champion. Oh, maybe the reason why you should mention that it was me who brought it up or taught you the triple Q. The reason why is because Dyrus would still be a thing today, and I would be a thing, basically. And we would help propel each other. But because he wanted to take it off for himself, and he was a useless fucking idiot, saw nobody, nothing, and no one ever like him, and he can't create because he tried to, rise through the rings, and because his fire burnt out, basically. Whereas mine never burnt out. Mine kept going. His did. He's gone. He's nowhere near as big as he used to be. I'm not sure if he even plays anymore. I don't know. He's disappeared. He vanished. That's what it is. That's what sellouts get. It's just tomorrow you're not gonna hear about him. But for people that are like me, I will persist for every fucking day because my fire will not die. They cannot silence me since seventh fucking grade. My whole life with my mother being bipolar and being basically abusive to me, trying to push me out of her nest, but at the same time breaking my wings so I couldn't fly and making me dependent. Her hating me, her loving me, the system taking my father. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, be well, be safe. I'm out. I normally don't say shit like this, and they tell you to not say anything because they want to employ the sympathy, and they want to abuse the sympathetic, and they don't want anybody else to basically have a piece of the pie. But again, tell the truth. Spill it. Spill it all. Let the fucking honest float to the top. Let the true. Let the really ambitious. Let the actual. The real creators rise. Let the powerful. Let the best be the best. Right. Enough of this rigged algorithm bullshit. Enough is enough. Anyways, peace. I'm out. Later. Take a real keep it easy. Have fun. I love you. Godspeed. God bless. Praise Allah. Praise Yevon. And I'll see you next one. Until then. Oops. Until then. Peace.